This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Drip and G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb.
Okay, so Digital Foundry, they're on YouTube. They do lots of stuff. They also have a podcast. These guys know their shit, okay? They know their shit. They're always talking. They're talking specs. They're talking, ray tracing, this, that. They that's what they do.
We will link their episode into our podcast notes.
Yeah. So they're saying that, judging by the trailer of Breath of the Wild 2 and the new footage that we got, they do not believe that this game or what we are seeing is running on the current Switch. They believe that they're showing some things in this new trailer that kind of point to this running on maybe not exactly a Switch 2, but a dev kit for a Switch 2, something that's in the works that's not the Switch. They're saying the reason that they're bringing a lot of this up is there's certain points they said, and I'm not the guy. I'm not the technical guy. We know this, but they're saying something about like the type of clouds and like the way that the clouds move and how they seem to work, that the Switch can't really handle that. It can't really do that, especially, in an open world situation, which obviously we know Breath of the Wild 2 is, which I think is very interesting. I think they're probably right, to tell you the truth. I know really? you probably don't agree with me, but I think they're probably right. I think the delay of Breath of the Wild 2 is mostly because of that reason anyway, to be 100% honest. I think there's another Switch coming out when this thing comes out. I think this is going to be the launch game for it. I mean, at this point, when somebody here's the thing. When somebody like these guys are talking about something like this, I start to pay a little bit more attention. I mean, we've talked about, there could be another one. Could be another one for sure. And if they're going to let it go, that's the time to let it go, right?
Right.
And if that's when it's going to come out, that's a great time. We saw what Breath of the Wild did for the original Switch.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's happening, but I mean that's what they're saying. So, I mean, I guess at that point, we would see another Switch, but this thing would probably be running on the other Switch too. We'd probably be looking at a Wii U to Switch Breath of the Wild situation, where it's on both, runs better on the other.
Yes. So, contrary to what Alex thinks, just beating me up again. I don't think this is a next gen title. I don't think this is going to be running on the new Switch. I think that is a complete stretch of the truth as far as it can't run on the Switch. The fact that I think it can run on the Switch. Yeah.
Well, this version, but I think there is a version that can.
I did not watch their video or their podcast talking about it, so I'm going to only go off of what you said, and maybe what you said wasn't exactly how they meant it to be said.
Oh, definitely
not that you're wrong. Just, maybe I took it differently out of your mouth than I would have out of theirs. But it sounds like to me that, those clouds can't run on the Switch. That's what this gameplay trailer was from, a new Switch. No, not even. There's not a chance in the world that Nintendo put out Switch. Well, just for the sake of confusion, the Switch 2, the Switch Pro. We'll call it the Switch Pro gameplay for their trailer in like 2020. When did this trailer come out? Like a year ago?
Oh no. This one, 2021, right?
But it's the same. There's also no way that the clouds in this trailer we just watched a second ago are different than the newest trailer. Like they're not. It's the same content. There is no way that because here's the thing, the internet, right? It's all kept in a log, so we can watch these back and forth and see the differences between the quality of the trailers. That's not a thing. They're the exact same.
But they're not saying that this new one is running on something else. They're saying the entire thing, both. Even when we saw it the first time.
Yeah,
They're
and
saying that
I disagree.
this is running on something else. See,
I think they're trying to get in the news, which they succeeded.
I don't think they are. You got to know who you're talking about here. I don't think that's happening. When they say something like that, it's something you should definitely take notice of. These guys have a very good history, track record with the things that they do. They're
Essentially what they're saying that
they're
this
on
stuff,
their shit.
No. So essentially what they're saying is that this looks better. The new trailers look better than Breath of the Wild.
They're giving actual technical reasons in their podcast why these things that are happening on screen, like techniques that they're using, things that they're doing, none of that's been done on the Switch because it can't handle it. That's what they're saying. They're saying some of the stuff that they see being used is just these are things that have not happened on the Switch, basically.
I'm honestly I'm speechless. Like, I honestly don't know what to say. I'm not a professional. I don't know a whole lot. I don't know anything really when it comes to game development and the specifications required to run what visual aspects of certain games. I don't know.
I have no idea. But like I said,
but I'm
when
also
they say stuff like this,
yeah,
I pay attention to it.
I'm also not an uninformed. I'm
it.
not just your average consumer, and I'm also not uninformed. And I am looking at this going, I see nothing. I guess I could show it again. I see nothing anywhere in this trailer that would even remotely suggest that it is any sort of next gen. Now, the clouds, when they're talking about the clouds, I do see some more detail. However, you got to understand this game's going to be half in the clouds. So Nintendo, it had to do something with the clouds. Usually you're down on the ground level looking up at the clouds really far away. You're not looking at too much detail. They don't need to put much detail on those clouds. They're so far away. Now you're now playing in the clouds in this game. They had to do something to the clouds to make it look better. There is no doubt in my mind that if they're standing on that leg of this game cannot run, there's certain aspects based off the trailers that suggest that it can't run on the current hardware. If they're standing on that leg, I will kick it from underneath them because they're wrong. I say they're wrong.
I mean, you just got done saying yourself that you are not an expert. You are not an expert.
Are they actually experts?
I would consider them experts on the subject. Yes.
Let's talk about what does expert even mean? Because I am very well informed and I know a little bit of stuff.
Okay, I can tell you this: these guys are way more informed than you are.
Oh, I don't doubt that remotely. But like, what makes them an expert over me? Just more over an above average person. I won't say consumer. I'm not just a consumer at this point.
I mean, they've been dealing with this stuff and doing this for forever. I mean, this is what they do. They literally look into this. This is literally what they do. So, I mean, like I said, when I see them say some stuff like this, I definitely pay attention. Whether it's true or not,
yeah,
I don't know.
It
makes me pay attention. That's for sure.
This is not me coming after them. I've never seen the video. I am completely unaware of what they said in their videos, out of their mouths. So take everything I'm saying with a contingency of I need to watch that video /podcast to even really fully come up with an opinion here. I'm just telling you right now, unless they can just convince me straight up, which I doubt they could. And also, I'm not doubting that this game is better and is going to run better than the previous Breath of the Wild. I'm not doubting that whatsoever.
Well,
I can see.
Regardless.
We all saw the trailer and went, "That looks better." We didn't go. That looks better. We didn't go. That looks next gen. Nobody said that.
Well,
I think some people.
The reason
did,
we all
actually.
said, "Oh, this looks a lot better," is because we all know, it does look better. But we know it's going to be better because we don't have to worry about the Wii U anymore. They don't have to make it run on that anymore.
Yeah.
They're not dealing with going, I mean, now the Switch possibly could be the one that's holding it back.
Yeah. And also, I want to clarify, I'm not saying that I don't think this is going to be a two version, a two game generation. What am I trying to say? I'm not saying it can't come out on the Switch and Switch Pro at the same time. Like, honestly, if we're getting a new console, a Switch Pro, and if we're getting it soon, it's going to be when Breath of the Wild comes out.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And it's also going to run on the old Switch. There's no way they're going to isolate that.
No,
and do a new 3DS.
Right. Well,
so
Nintendo's
absolutely.
done that, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, even the stuff that was on the new 3DS, it ran on the 3DS. Not great. I think there may be like one or two that absolutely cannot run. But a lot of the stuff that was made for the new 3DS,
Yeah.
most of it will play on the 3DS, just
Yeah.
not well.
Yeah, and listen, there were aspects of the original Breath of the Wild that could not run on the Switch. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah,
that game itself could not run on the
Lost
Switch.
Woods, or the forest area.
The Koriki,
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the forest. Your game can't. The Switch literally can't
oh my
handle
god,
that forest.
especially when it launched. It was, oh my god, it was so bad.
So I think what they're seeing is most likely just the fact that they're updating the game to take advantage of what the Nintendo Switch can offer, versus when they initially made Breath of the Wild, that was to take advantage of the Wii U's hardware. That was what their mindset was. So they're taking advantage of the Switch's hardware, which is better hardware than the Wii U. So
I mean, we'll see. We don't have that much long. Well, we do have that much longer to go. We have like a year.